Okay, fine. So sorry. Okay, coming back again. So I will be just repeating the things that I missed during the uh, I will say non-recorded part. How to read case studies? You have to ensure by reading the case study, you should encircle, underline certain words so that if need arises, you need not to read your whole case study again. Rather than one word or two words from the sentence shall summarize your case study for the time being. Okay. Second, retention words. Retention words are those words which directly should be utilized by answering the case studies. They might be encircled. But if not encircled, or say even if not encircled, they might be utilized during the answer writing. Okay. Third thing, how to think for the case study. That I will say we will learn while solving the case study in the I will say first half or second half of the session. We will be focusing on this part only. When I say how to think in a case study, you should be clear of the context in the case study is being made. Okay. When you think of the context, the background, why the case has gained the importance, why it has been asked by the GS4, then you should be clear the affected people, the people say stakeholder and all. Okay. Then you will be utilizing all those people who are affected from the case. Okay. All those people who are affected from the case as an approach, how the person, how the thing, how the organization can be utilized in the case. Okay. Whether to write stakeholders and not, it totally depends on you. If the question has not asked, need not to write, but certainly if not in answer sheet, it should be written in the some question paper. Reason for the same, if you write the stakeholders now, you will be ensuring that I am in the position, I have to utilize this person. Okay. If you don't write your stakeholders, nowhere, not even in your mind, okay, you will not be able to generate point from the same. It might be a case that you lose a very important person, a very important character, institution while solving the case. Okay, so if you're not writing stakeholders in your note, answer booklet, it's completely fine, but make sure that you write somewhere it might be question paper. Okay, then how to give it GS4 look against general writing. Sometimes we feel that यार अब इसे GS4 का लुक कैसे दे, मतलब it seems that case is being solved, it seems कि सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है, but how to ensure that it has an ethical outlook as well. In such situation, in such scenario, we have to utilize, just read the next point. How to utilize syllabus is answer writing. Whatever terms are in the syllabus, this should reflect in your answer writings and their extended part. For example, if there is a term transparency, now transparency is what else you can bring out. It might be a case that there is a transparency within the system. That's why people are accountable to the system. Had it been that transparency is not there, then accountability would have been missing. Okay. So in such scenario, linkage of the words. Now, accountability, transparency is there. That's why people feel responsible that we have to maintain, our seniors have maintained, our juniors have maintained, we have to maintain same kind of sorry, same kind of things. Okay. Or say repo, say prestige of institute, whatever it is. So all these points we are going to discuss, whatever you have had the questions. Okay, in such scenario we will be discussing the same. So this is the basic template, I will say, okay, that we have in particular. Okay, basic template, I will say. Introduction first. I'll just ensure that what kind of introduction it should be. Okay, when it comes to the introduction, there are generally 2 or 3 types. If the case study is given, give it the background. It might be a case that similar level of news is there. Okay, so cases on suppose riots. It might be a riot somewhere in India. Can we quote it? I will say no. Reason, avoid negative introduction. But at the same time, suppose the case study is in the book, say about the ISRO mission or something. Okay. Now, importance of that case study is that Chandrayaan 3 is going to be launched. Can we bring it out? Yes, because it has positive. So how? Because suppose the case study puts focus on the institutions of, say, be it DRDO, be it ISRO, okay, and mention one of the projects. Whatever is in the background. Suppose it is about certain laws, okay, say forest laws. Can we mention Forest Rights Act, Forest Dwellers Act, related issues? Yes, we can. Means any positive statement can be utilized in the introduction as a background. Second is the summary approach. Summary approach is you summarize the case study within the 2 or 3 lines. Okay. For example, if it is about the women empowerment, okay, the case study puts focus on, okay, this is one of the way on the women empowerment related things, or the case study shows the gravity of situation if something alarming happening, for example, forestation, tree cut and all. Okay, then third, issue involved. Okay, now issue involved is something significance, importance, relevance, and gravity. This is just extension of a summary. In summary, you will be summarizing just case, but okay, whole case. In issue involved, you will be directly hitting the point about the issue. Okay, not limiting yourselves to the summary only. In summary, you will be talking about the case. Okay, next, body. When we talk about the body of any case study, generally we have 4 or 5 questions. First, we should ensure the demand of the case is met. That we will discuss how we have to ensure the demand has to be met. Okay. Second, ethical orientation. When I say ethical orientation, again, repeating my words, whether the syllabus words were there or not. Okay, whether the syllabus words were there or not. Second, whether the keywords, for example, concept is sustainability. Most of you will agree to me that this words belong to GS3. But I will say this word belongs to GS4 as well. Because if you remember the concept of the sustainability, the most beautiful define that you will find that we have borrowed this earth from our next generation. We have not inherited it from our ancestors. Okay, so this is the ethics. Therefore, we have to provide this earth as intact as we have received from our ancestors to our next generation. However, the same is not happening. Even that is completely fine. Okay. But at the same time, this involves the principle of ethics. When we talk about the word forums, One Health, one word. When we say one word, we also mean the living, non-living things. And when we mean living things, we mean animals as well. Okay, whether we are able to give these orientations or not by utilizing our ethical words. Okay, next, keywords that we will talk about. Examples of something means having examples within the case. Okay, so if course of action is question there, what ethical issue is missing if you take particular course of action? What ethical issue is being upheld? The course of action that you are going to follow. That's how you ensure that your answer should not look like another GS paper of solving this problem solving rather than the ethical problem solving. Means your keywords will define it. Okay. Next. What if conclusion? Yeah. Conclusion. What if case solved? Okay. Suppose it's about the women empowerment and it was about the participation in workforce. So you know the UN report. that what if next 50%, rest 50% of the Indian population, say women, participate in economic activities, we will grow by 27%. There was something report like this. I might be wrong with the fact over here. Okay, 27 or something like this only. Okay, can we quote this? Certainly we can quote. That is, if these issues are solved, what will happen? Suppose this was about the forestation or say distributive justice. Can we quote unquote Mahatma Gandhi ji trusteeship theory? Okay, like we had the question in 2019, I guess 2019 or 2020, where a factory was doing all good. Usage of ethical outlook, again keywords and examples. Third thing that we have to ensure, usage of themes and schemes. Themes and schemes is nothing but the extension of the keyword. For example, I have just mentioned a tagline, Sabka Saath Sabka Vishwas. If you talk this, you are ensuring that inclusiveness is there. Okay, apart from inclusiveness, profitability, or say your universalism, utilitarianism, keywords, how these things can be inculcated. Okay, so themes, when I say, generally if you look at the different institutions, even your college will be having some. Okay, mottos are there. If particular summit is being organized there, you will find particular theme. For example, beat the plastic. Now, why? Even this shows ethical thing, na? They are being considered towards environment. So themes are generally things that you should remember and you can utilize the same. Okay, so I hope, okay, just a minute. First case is with you guys. I hope first case is visible to all of you. Just can someone please confirm? Because here I am going to show you first thing, that how to read case studies. Can someone confirm in the chat box or by unmuting yourself? Okay, thank you. Okay, now suppose this is the case that you are going to read first time. So very first time, ensure that assistant manager, it means you are not at the top of company. Here I am also disclosing how to think. It means you are not at the top of company as well. Multinational company means job security. It might not be there. Private mein wahi hota hai, fire and hire practices. Your wife is civil servant. Civil servant will work for the nation building, always remember. And remains busy throughout the day due to work pressure. Understood. Even if not underlined, I'm clear that civil servant bola to kaam to kar rahi hogi na. You have a small child aged 2 years. Okay, a 2-year-old child is there. You are finding it difficult to manage your job. Manage your job. Difficult your job. I just underlined it. As your job sometimes requires you to work in odd hours. Okay, fine. If I have to reread this case and suppose I'm forgetting something, maybe age, maybe something. Okay, if I just read underlined words and circled words, believe me, these 4 or 5 words will ensure that this para is okay for me. Next, one day when you discuss the matter with your wife, instead of finding a solution or cooperating, now look, this word, as I said, sometimes you need not to underline, but I encircled it just to show you this word is nothing but ethical word, ethical keyword given within the question. Second thing, this thing is your answer as well, because whatever be the case history, if someone is not cooperating, you cannot eliminate the person. You have to ensure that cooperation should be there. Next, she abruptly asks you to leave the job. When she is abruptly asking, this is the first occasion. Okay, what my mind says, okay, it might be a not good day at her work. It might be a case that she has not thought well enough. यहाँ पे इशू चल रहा है अभी उसके माइंड में, ठीक है, एज अ हस्बैंड. So if I am taking any decision just on the point that she abruptly replied me that leave the job and look after the child, it means I am being reactive. Proactive तो मैं वैसे भी नहीं हूँ. I should have planned these things earlier. Now I am being reactive. Not a sign of good leader. Again, bringing a key term over here. As she earns well. Now, arguments get nullified over here itself when you read the as she earns well. Now, child of 2 years and she earns well, no relation. Because the husband is asking for her time, not for the money. Okay. You have no financial burden as such, and quitting job would also give you sufficient time to spend with your child who is too young. Now, related with the civil servant. When someone is working for the nation, a family member of yours is working for the nation, you are bound to morally, I will say, let her serve to this nation. Okay. At the same time, personal professional life should have a balance. I have again brought a keyword. So in my mind, I have solved somewhere case here only. Next, जो questions है ना, they are just like guiding principles for me. I'm not going very deep in that. Clear? Till now, I just wanted to ask, are you guys able to relate how to solve the case study? Means how to read the case study. I have not solved, but I have read. Because while reading, whatever arguments came in my mind within the time, I just shared with all of you. Just let me know through your chat box, yes or no. Okay, fine. So, fine. Thank you. Okay, now going to the second options. Given below are the some options. Discuss them with their merits and demerits. Okay. Also suggest which course of action you would take and why. Now, attempting this case study will have two approaches. First, you discuss all the merits and demerits of all the four options. And then take the course of action. Okay. You will say, I will avoid the first course of action, I will avoid the second, I will avoid the third, I will avoid the fourth, whatever it is. Okay. Or another question I get, whether I should use I will or assistant manager. I'll say talk in third person. It looks good on the paper. Okay. It looks professional, I will say. Then moving further, I'll say if you have to solve the problem, you know the merit, you know the demerit. Just solve over there only, na course of action in the case. Means once you are done with the first option, you need not to go to the second position. Oh, sorry, second options. First, complete resign from the job and look after your child, whether you're going by this or not. Okay. What you can do, suppose your second option is that you are going to adopt. Rather than realizing that I will choose this option, you say nothing but a word is there, favorable. Got it? So when you say that, yes, it is favorable, it can be opted. In the last, you just explain a little bit more about that option that you are going to choose. Okay. Suppose you find one favorable, but there is one argument as well over here, which is not mentioned over in any options. In such cases, what you can do, you go and create. There can also be an alternative option, which is more favorable than the given options. Okay. अब उसको बोल दो क्यों, why it is more favorable or something. That is how your structure should be in such cases. Means rather than going all out, okay, you ensure these things. Fine. Okay, someone, wait a minute, someone is seems in the waiting room. Okay, so that's all. Now I'm going with the approach at how to think within the options, how to get more dimensions. Okay, you will read about the modern answers, you will read about n number of things, but you will find difficult to generate different topics. Okay, let's decipher it, how to go for multiple dimensions within a case study. So first case study that you have, first options that you have, resign from the job and look after your child. Okay, so in this case study, I'll go one way. But in the second, I will request you guys to open up your mics and try to think in similar manner. Because in my session, it's more about how to think, whether it's integrated batch session, whether it's interview batch session. I do not, I will say discriminate. You all will be getting chances to speak. Unless you practice these things yourself, I cannot teach. Okay, so resign from the job. When I read that I have to resign from the job, first thing, whether the parenting is the responsibility of one, can a father replace mother? Okay, suppose I say, okay, she is a civil servant. Okay, fine. I do not have any financial burdens, so I can leave my job. It's happy, I will be there. So let's say married. I'm supporting women empowerment. Don't you think the women empowerment is a ethical word? Certainly you are. Okay, you are killing a psyche where a patriarchal society says, अरे ये तो अपने औरत के टुकड़ों पे पल रहा है. No, it is not like that. She is more capable. She is doing good things. I will be there to support her. My family needs, I will leave the jobs. Second, when I said that it is MNC, it means jobs can be not so secured. It means if I can leave, I can join as well somewhere else, which might give me a little pay, but I can compromise on the pay, I guess, because it will allow me to work. A company which allows me for work from home, or I will ask my company to provide me work from home. Within this 2-3 dimensions, if you look at it. Fine, just one single word. That's how you have to think. Next, when we go, okay, so my wife is not Kanik, I will take the question after this particular topic. Okay, when my wife is a civil servant, indirectly it has the opportunity is giving me to serve the nation by enhancing the efficiency of my work. Serving nation is also an ethical thing. Okay, so I'm talking about the married. Third thing, believe me, being a married, though I'm unmarried, but being a married, if you create a clash, say confrontation, that I will post in demerits, you cannot live peacefully at your home. So demerit में हमने confrontation भेजा, peace and harmony को हम अपने घर में लाए, means merit वाले में. Certainly, if your wife is happy, a number of things are quite peaceful at your home. Okay. Next, I'll talk about demerits. So what? Okay. I am ready to leave my job, but let's talk about the certain women ethical terms. You will find this if you have read the terms, ethical keywords which are related to women only. Care. Okay, so I'm not this time being biased about these things. Okay, but I'm saying that this is something that we attribute that women are better than men. Okay, care, affection, love. Whether these things are to be required from the father side or only, or it is injustice. I have just been another word for the demerit, injustice to the child, not getting enough love, affection, care from the mother. Second, there should be balance between personal and professional life. When I say balance, can I relinquish from my duty of being mother? That I earn better, that's why you leave your job. Be it any job, we have enough, I'll say, room for the leaves. Can we try that? No, demerit. Yes, Kanik. Now, first point is clear. So you can ask your question.
So, in the first point, resignation from the job, you talk about that you can ask for work from home and other dimensions. तो सर क्या मतलब ये वाला point ऐसे fifth point type होना चाहिए या इसमें हम थोड़ा बहुत alter
It means your attention is not quite good in the session. Reason for the same, when I made this point, I was not discussing the options, I was discussing the case. I started discussing this point as a merit demerit. So I'm just saying that if this is not, then it is in the demerit. Okay, that will be in the fifth point only.
Oh, हाँ sir. Sorry,
okay,
sir.
Be attentive. I'm not the sweet guy, so I will not give you sweet words. So I will just say that you are losing your focus. That is not good for a mains aspirant. Sorry to say, but yes, this is true. Okay, I hope you don't mind. You know my attitude. Continue your job. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to opt for this option for sure. Okay, so course of action, mein what I will say, course of action, this option is not favorable for individual. Next, continue your job and call your mother-in-law to look after the child or appoint a caretaker for the child. Okay, this is it. I'm saying continue your job. First thing, issues abhi main mention kar raha hu. What kind of wisdom is there when you're calling your mother-in-law? Where is your mother? वैसे ही वाइफ से लड़ाई चल रही है and you're calling mother-in-law. Jokes apart, ठीक है. But at the same time, you're calling your mother-in-law. It is a kind of, you are too relinquishing from your duties. Okay. Second, I'm just talking about the demerits. This question has merits as well. Second, again, confrontation will increase because this was not the option given. Even though she was in bad mood, she did not give you any other option. So it's better to discuss and deliberate before coming to any conclusion. Talking about the last option. Okay, somehow. Why I said that talking about the last option, sometimes all the options help you to bring out merit and demerit in other options as well. किसी एक ऑप्शन में कोई चीज मेरिट है तो हो सकता है वही चीज दूसरे में मिसिंग है, इसलिए वो डीमेरिट में लिखी जा सकती है. And this will not be of repetitive nature. Even that will help you to generate more points in your mains. Fine. Second thing, again, talk about the justice. Your wife has said something and a relationship is going so. Is it justifiable from a point of view of relationship? Justice is again a, I will say, keyword from the ethical perspective. Wisdom. What kind of wisdom is that? That just because your wife is not agreeing to cooperate, even you stop cooperating. Even though that job is not that important for you, as mentioned, no such financial burden and all. It means alternatives can be there. Again, 3-4 merits, I guess, demerits. Now talks about merits. Okay, so you mentioned in the case itself, in the option itself, if this step is being taken with the consideration, with due consideration with wife, it will ensure no confrontation at home. It becomes merit. Second, GS3 पढ़ा देता हूँ थोड़ा इसी बहाने. Shivkant Ojha, please mute yourself. Shivkant Ojha, please mute yourself. Thank you. So when I talk about, I will say care economy, GS3, you talked about caretaker. You are going to help create a employment since you can afford, and wealth creation, employment generation, again, keywords. So these are the things that you are helping now. Second, since mother-in-law is there, it means parental affection will not be missed by the child. But if you are bringing either mother-in-law or only caretaker, then the issue arises. Mother-in-law parental cheese la rahi hai, caretaker nahi dala. So merits, demerits go hand in hand in this case. Going to the next question. Have an argument with your wife. Why only you should compromise with the job? Okay, I will not choose this option as well. Unfavorable बोल के या not favorable बोल के कोई एक reason दे देना है. ठीक है? Have an argument with your wife. Why only you should compromise with your job? Now, India is a democracy. Always remember, confrontation, argument should be in right spirit. Now, it might be a case that question is having negative tone. It could have said discussion, but argument might result into triple D. Debate, discuss, deliberate. So it might come some positive merit. Okay. Then, one point also I missed in the previous. If the caretaker is there, social learning of the child will increase apart from family. Okay. Now, have an argument with the wife with why only you should compromise. Again, coming to this point only. ये अपना हो गया clear कि deliberate हो जाएगा. Demerit, relationship में stress आएगा. It will be stressful relationship because you are going to with the argumentative mood. ठीक है, strained relationship again. Okay, no peace at home. Peace and tranquility will be lost at place. Third, if in such situations your child is there where the ambience and the environment of the house is not good, even that is the demerit for me. If you look from the Goleman perspective, I'm bringing thinker this time deliberately. It says developing others. So in what kind of environment you are developing your child? Now people ask me how to write this in short lines. Sir, ये तो ऐसे लिखते रहेंगे हम. Fine, very valid question. I'll just mention confrontationist environment is not good for development of child. Bracket में Goleman. That's all. Goleman means development. Okay. Social development. Goleman dot social development bracket close. I'm done. One line. Whatever I said to explain you. Fine. This will ensure that thinker linkage is also there. I just gave one example. In the starting 2 sessions, I will deliberately not put more thinkers in your mind. I'll limit myself to ethical orientation only. Okay. Last point, getting your child admitted to daycare near your office. Near your office means you can visit. Demerits will be the same. What kind of family you are going to promote? We know that child-parents bonds start from the very beginning of the child. It will be estranged. At the same time, trust. We know what kind of daycare facilities are. Trust is again a keyword. I'll say. I hope you guys are able to relate. When trust is not there, okay, I'll just open a stage for you. Trust is missing. What will happen to a parent who's like worried? Again, a keyword, ethical word. If the person is worried, okay, stress. Again, so demerits की list लंबी हो जाएगी. Then coming to the merit side, it's a daycare. Institutional support is there. Bringing again social learning. Goldman again. Okay, child peer learning. Institution is there, certainly safety is there. Professionalism will be there. It's not like na daycare में कोई भी आके बन के babysitter बन जाएगा. It will be certainly trained, certified people over there. You're paying for that. Second, since it's near your office, you can visit once or twice. Then some demerits you can copy from the above. What about the motherly affection? What about the home cooked food and all? When I think about these situations, okay, affection is the keyword I will use. Home cooked food, yaar, ethical nahi lag raha. Nourishment of the child. How many of you remember a quotation, mother is the first school for a kid? Just any hand raise or something? No one remembers. Very good. Good. Can it be quoted over here? Certainly it can be. Moving to the next slide. In all the four options, we found positives as well as negatives. Okay, we found it. Let me move to the next direction. If not these four, then what? Then fifth option you have to create. However, apart from above mentioned course of actions, the assistant manager can take following course of action. Now, when you suggest any course of action, do ensure that you write only merits over here. What can be course of action? Rather than leaving job, asking for the company work from home. If not, then looking for the job with the remote known. Third, you adjusted on this part. Asking again, discussing with your wife, deliberating that this is not about us, this is about our child. Whether she can contribute in the same way. You go a step, she will take a step. At the same time, ensuring grandparents with us. And when the peak office hours are there, where you can hire a caretaker as well. Now you need not to go for the daycare. Professional service, सब कुछ एक जगह पे मिल जाएगा. So I just picked all the merits from almost each and every point. And I gave you the conclusion. Does this case seems to be solved to you now? With the ethical outlook, अब इस केस में किसी को कोई दिक्कत है तो do let me know. No questions? At least type in the chat box if you don't have any questions so that I can at least gauge that. Yes, connect.
सर ज्यादातर जैसे हम मेरिट डीमेरिट्स लिख रहे होते हैं तो क्या टारगेट रखना चाहिए पॉइंट्स का कि जैसे मतलब पेपर भी कंप्लीट करना है तो 3 से 4 मतलब मेरिट डीमेरिट्स इज इट गुड इनफ और should I go for higher?
No, like 4 demerits is good enough if you are writing very concisely. Whatever demerits I mentioned, whether it was like it will be a kind of 4 points more than enough.
ओके सर। और सर एक चीज और, जैसे आई हैव अ टेंडेंसी, मतलब कोई बेसिस नहीं है इस चीज का, बट आई थिंक कि मेरिट्स और डीमेरिट्स ज्यादातर हमेशा मतलब इक्वल नंबर में चलना चाहिए टाइप।
Not really, not nearly. See, always remember, I give you simple logic. Thanks for asking this question. Whenever I am going to neglect, or say, I will say, I am not going to follow this option, I will put more demerits for that option. Na?
यस सर।
Simple logic. That's how I used to think. If I'm giving equal number of merits, equal number of demerits, means I cannot say that I'm decided. I'm still in the midway somewhere.
यस सर।
Okay. Fine. So yes, conclusion, I will say, okay, fine. Sir, after the course of action, is there any need to conclusion to? Yes. Okay. So in this question, since has many parts, you will not get much time to write any other thing as a conclusion. Else, in the conclusion, you can mention simple na for holistic development of child, both the parental affection, ambience, whatever is required. Okay, so you can conclude like this. And okay, then there was one more question. Sir, can you how you gave conclusion, please? So conclusion, I just gave it. Okay, so course of action. Last point, I picked up merits from each and every options, and I gave a totally a new course of action. You can either follow it in paragraph format or point format. It's totally up to you. Okay, the thing is that I know that Hindi is a mother tongue, so I can be natural, but at the same time, the people here are some people are also from down south, so I have to adjust. Okay, I do know that. Yeah, fine. Okay, any more questions? No. Fine. So shall I move to the next case study? Fine. So this is the case study that we have to, I will say, understand from the UPSC perspective. UPSC asks long case study. Here, I will be utilizing how to read case study wala part very quickly. Okay, so I will be just mentioning the keywords and the logic behind that. कि मैं वहां पे क्यों रुक रहा हूँ? What was the reason? Okay, you are heading a district administration in a particular department. Means you are department head. So in such situations, I used to write department head. So I need not to write and I will say anything else. कि मैं DM हूँ क्या हूँ? I'm some department head. Your senior officer calls from the state headquarters. Senior from state headquarters tells you that a plot in Rampur village is to have a building constructed on it for a school. Okay, means construction होना है school का and Rampur village. Again, some keywords. A visit is scheduled during which he will visit the site along with the chief engineer, now characters, and the senior architect. He wants you to check out all the papers relating to it and to ensure that visit is properly arranged. Okay, normal, all papers. I just underline. You examine the file and which relates to the period before you joined the department. Since you are a good officer, you are going the date before you have joined. The land was acquired from the local panchayat. Land acquired, local panchayat. These two words will ensure, यहाँ मुझे समझ में आ गया, at a nominal cost, and the papers show that the clearance certificates are available from 2 of the 3 authorities. Okay, who have to certify the site suitability? 2 of 3. यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम आ गई है, मैं इसको ऐसे भी लिख लूंगा just to ensure कहीं में से दिक्कत ना हो जाए भूलने में. Then there is no certification by architect available on the file. Architect missing. इट मीन्स मैं यहां पे ही क्लियर कर लूंगा क्योंकि फर्स्ट टाइम इसने यूज किया है. मिसिंग. You decided to visit Rampur to ensure that all is in order as stated on file. When you visit Rampur, you find that the plot running across it, the plot under the reference is part of Tughlaqgarh Fort, sorry, Thakurgarh Fort, and the walls, ramparts, etc. are running across it. Now comes the confrontation. That's why architect certification are missing. The fort is well away from the main village. Therefore, a school here will be serious inconvenience for the children. A school should be near to the hamlets or to the residential apartments or building or area. However, the area near the village has potential to expand to the larger residential area. Now, area can be expanded. It means it might be a case that a school can come near. The development charges on the existing plot at the fort will be very high. Now, even this is very high. I will just answer it. The question of heritage site has not been addressed. Means clearance certificates has not been taken. Moreover, the serpent and that time of acquisition of land was a relative of your predecessors. Okay, ये relative thing. It means it might be some personal interest, vested interest. Okay, the whole transaction appears to have been done with some vested interest. Indirectly, case talks about corruption. That one of the set areas from which UPSC asks the questions. Okay. List the likely vested interest of the concerned parties. I'll just again drop a screen over here only. I'll ask now you people to tell me what vested interest you can gauge or you can identify. Anyone? Guys, see, if you really want to enjoy my sessions or say learn from it, try to be participative. Else, I'll say it will be a one-sided only. I don't have to write my mains this year. Let me make it very clear. Yes, Kanik.
So as the passage mentions that कि ठाकुरगढ़ फोर्ट के पास में रेजिडेंशियल एरिया बाद में डेवलप होगा, तो मे बी द पंचायत मतलब सरपंच हैज large area around there and hoping कि if the school builds up there, तो वहाँ का
don't go into the foreseeability. In this case, what vested interest you can see, there was one line that the predecessor of this particular department head and that time sarpanch, they
Yes,
were relative.
corruption,
पहला vested interest ये.
सर एक conflict of interest का भी तो निकल
Good,
सकता है, but
good. But vested interest क्या है इसमें?
Sir, nepotism corruption.
Good. Nepotism, personal bias, collusive corruption. Agreed. Conflict of interest already mentioned. So vested interest is something what you know, collusive corruption. Okay. Favoritism, nepotism, that you can say. Apart from that, transactional profit, there might be a transaction in cash or kind. Second, okay.
Sir, it's a one more of loss of revenue of the government.
So you are unable to find. Let me list it out. Question is vested interest of the concerned parties. First, you should be clear what are the vested parties or concerned parties. Say department head. What is his vested interest? You are going directly into some other things. I'm talking about only vested interest. You are not extending your points to this. Department heads, department head I'm talking about. The person who's trying to do things right.
सर उसके लिए तो रूटीन प्रोसीजर होगा क्योंकि ये
Not
तो
routine
और
procedure,
और भी जगह जाता है।
conviction towards his duty.
कन्वेक्शन हाँ सर
Vested interest. I have to do my duty. Deontological ethics. डिपार्टमेंट हेड की बात कर रहा हूं मैं जो अभी है, ठीक है, डिपार्टमेंट हेड प्रेजेंट, फाइन, देन ensuring no corruption, because now the things are being executed, whatever has happened. It is not like that he cannot undo the things, he can change the things. तो वहां पे उसका vested interest है. If I ask you producer department head, वहां पे आ जाएगा, prediction of duty पे आ जाएगा, yes, following the direction of senior go डालो, okay, but previous वाले के लिए vested interest आ जाएगा. What vested interest? Maximizing benefits of the relative. Second, utilizing official authority to benefit people or say known person. Biasness, one of you have mentioned. Okay. Third, senior architect. What was the vested interest? Why the certificate was not missing? Ensuring heritage question. The heritage question was unaddressed. Remember one line. Present डिपार्टमेंट हेड के लिए डेवलपमेंटल चार्जेस को भी मिनिमाइज करना वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट है उसका. वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम द ऑफिशियल पर्सपेक्टिव. इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली द वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट जो हम नेगेटिव सेंस में चलते हैं. आर यू गेटिंग इट? Now can anyone tell me what is the vested interest of chief engineer? Vested interest can be positive as well, yaar. For example, sense of satisfaction. Again, an ethical word. Yes, Kanik.
सर वो नेपोटिज्म कैसे आ रहा था वो चीजों को समझ में नहीं आई.
किसमें?
जो vested interest for the जो पंचायत द सरपंच एंड द प्रीवियस प्रेडेसेसर्स.
मैंने वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट के लिए बोला ही नहीं. मैंने डिपार्टमेंट हेड, मैंने कहा तुम लोग गलत बोल रहे हो, तुमसे टॉपिक्स ही तो बोल रहे थे, लेकिन किसके लिए, कहाँ बताया किसी ने?
हाँ बट सर कहीं पे भी तो नेपोटिज्म नहीं लग रहा.
अच्छा, when the predecessor department head is okaying all the papers which has been put up and has allowed the file to move with the two certificates, what was the reason? Don't you think it was the nepotism or favoritism?
हाँ सर, सॉरी, हाँ सर, यस सर.
Yes, Srividya. Srividya. Not audible, I guess. Okay. Okay. Similarly, if the certificates are there, since engineer has signed, okay, without taking care of the, I'll say, Thakurgarh Fort issue, even that is not good. Okay. Next. Now the state headquarters. Okay, senior officer from state headquarters. State headquarter, vested interest. Guys, I do not like this if you do not reply. So, okay, state one is like he is going to visit. If anything wrong happens, directly blame will be on him. Okay, so yes, timely completion of project, implementation of project, that is one of the reason can be. Okay. So when it is directly asking concerned parties, why you are thinking about one vested interest related to Sarpanch just because you all are swayed away with a single line कि हाँ यहाँ पे relative है. But what about the others? Are not the stakeholders? This is what we do in the case study and we receive very less marks. So somehow one of the questions was that, sir, how to ensure we get good marks and where we get less marks, not utilizing your things. Vested interest of Chief Engineer can be getting good impression with the senior when the work is done smoothly. Good enough. Totally agreed with Shrividya. Nicely explained in one liner. This point can directly be copied in your answer booklets. Okay. So some of the okay, fine. Some of the options for action available to you is listed below. Okay. Discuss the merits and demerits of each option. Okay. फिर last में एक चीज है. Can you suggest any other option with proper justification? That I have already discussed. Okay, I will be discussing these points now. Yes, Kanik, any questions? Kanik, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Fine. So some of the option, okay, first option, you can await the visit of superior officers and let him take the decision. Now, await. What kind of a person you are when you are relinquishing or said running away from your duties? Deontology ethics, theological ethics, कुछ लग रहा है इसमें? I'm just giving you a hint. Just let me know if anything is there. Anyone? I hope you guys have read ethics by now, no? Might be duty. Okay. I'm talking about the ethics, deontology or teleology, whatever it is. Anyone? Means versus ends. Yes, good enough. Okay, means versus ends. I hope you will be able to say that your means should be right as well. What is your role? That is mean. Superior will take decision. That is an end. Now demerits, merits. अब ये बताओ. Just let me know because I'm unable to get a participation. Whether you want it one way, then let me know. I will address the question within the 10-15 minutes. And if you want it two way, just let me know that as well. You guys are not participating, no? That's what. Okay. Okay. Let's see how it unfolds. Okay. So again, look from the only merit perspectives. Superior will take decision. He has all the abilities. He has all the power, authority. So certainly, merit. You cannot judge your previous predecessors. You do not know the context. Second, merit. You will not get involved in any kind of negative comments or negative situations in your tenure. So a good ACR for you, even that can be written. Whatever I'm saying, it can be written. Okay. Just a minute. I got a message again that someone is in waiting room seems, but no. Okay, so now talking about the demerits. Okay, like when I say demerits, what I mean, again means wala issue aa gaya. Acha, demerits I've already discussed. Okay, you can seek his advice in writing or on phone. First thing, you should avoid phone because your code of conduct does not allow your phone conversations and all. But yes, if you take advice in the writing, okay, so you will give all the documents, you will give all the evidence, and whatever your senior will say, it will also in the written. So certainly you can, even if you're communicating with your predecessors in writing format, whatever they will reply, it will be good for you, okay, to take the decisions or to influence the decision. Okay, so merit mein ye sab aa jayega. Negative, all the things will have 2-3 things in the demerit. Okay, it will delay the project, not timely completion. Okay, apart from that, if you look from the perspective of department head, okay, negative light, media attention. Okay, so your department might be tagged as non-performing department as well, demerit mein. Okay, so yeah, phone I have dealt. You can consult your predecessor, colleague, etc., then decide what to do. Now, if you consult merit, it might be a case that they tell you the reality, what the situations were there, and what all the things they kept in mind while making such proposal. Okay, demerit, it might be a case that you will get political pressure, you will get other pressure. Okay, and they will try to influence the decision making to save themselves. They will try to influence your superiors. Okay, second, they might try to purchase you as well. कह देंगे ले लो यार 1-2 crore ले लो हमसे. Okay, yeah, exactly. They might dissuade your integrity. Okay, fine. So it can be there. Second, when you consult everyone, it's a collaborative decision making as well. Team building, team spirit. That's what you write in ethics. Okay. Second, it might be a case that you get political pressure and all. Suppose you have to explain that I will go with this way only, and you are choosing this. Okay, so it's a, so what? Fortitude is the word. Courage of conviction is the word. Where you can say that I will, after getting all the ground reports, this will be my time to show these values. That what a true leader is, being a departmental head. This is my job to have a concrete evidence-based report on which the decision should be taken by the superiors. Your concrete decision-based reports will ensure that the discretion at above or the superior level or above authority should not be influenced by anyone else. When you have everything to prove, then how the person can say no? So this can be one of the good options. You have applied team spirit and all, whatever it is. You can find out if any alternate plot can be got in the exchange, and then this should be opted in case when we do not leave our question unaddressed. Which question? Thakurgarh Court address. Question unaddressed. Okay, so merit, all certifications will be done. इस बार architect भी दे देगा आपको. Second, a major corruption will be rooted out from the department files. Third, good image of you, your department, your authorities. Fourth, right precedent for your juniors, right precedent for your persons. Okay. And then demerit, delay in decision making, delay in project implementation, delay in project completion. Okay. Subhanshi, the thing is that people are not responding now. So I was like, whom to ask? Okay. Then, okay, fifth question I will open. You can find out if any alternate plot can be got in exchange and then send a comprehensive written report. Can you suggest any other option with proper justification? This option I again open on the request of Subhanshi. What other option you can put it on paper?
Investigate the vested interests of a predecessor and Sarpanch. If there is any corruption.
Okay. So option 4 plus an open investigation in previous project. Okay, fine. Might not be a good way out, but going outside in the media with the findings. Never ever do this, Subhanshi. Let me make you very clear. You guys are going to be a bureaucrats, and whenever you say that, I will leak info in the media, even in the interviews. You are not supposed to do that until unless it is of national importance. No. Never ever do that. ब्यूरोक्रेसी मिट्टी डालने के लिए है गड्ढों पे, गड्ढे दिखाने के लिए नहीं. Never ever put media leakage and all. You have your if you go by the rule book, then you have ample space to take the actions. You ensure that I will do the things only when the means are correct. This is there. Then it is not whistle blowing rather than following the rules, regulations. Don't use the attractive words. This will not fetch you marks. Mark my words. Yes, Kanik.
I have a doubt. Basically, in this whole case study, they have not outrightly mentioning that there is a corruption going on, right? So, in our answer, just in the consultative, in your demerits, you sometimes mentioned that we can avoid a huge case of corruption. So, is it okay to, जब वो certainly बोल रहे हैं तो हम clearly बोल सकते हैं कि corruption हो रहा है?
I am also saying certainly, na, we can avoid
A potential case of corruption.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Okay. And sir, just say most of the questions they always say you can suggest any other option with proper justification. Sir, अगर मतलब अगर मेरे को given options में से सही लग रहा है तो ठीक है क्या, मतलब is it compulsory?
Perfectly fine. If you ask me, then I'll say that always whenever it is said that you have to go for the other options, you just pick out merits from each and every options given to you. You wait for your superior visit. Okay, so you hand over your file of the same to the superior on the day of visit. Okay, full-fledged investigative report as well. You can seek his advice in the writing. Certainly the matter is in knowledge. He will certainly guide you better. And not always look from the apprehensions. My superiors will not support me. I'm just concluding this session since time is also demanding the same. So I will put it out. You can consult your predecessors, colleagues, and then decide what to do. This consultation will be again, okay, will be in written format only. let me know na why this was not there. So say कि अगर उसने नहीं किया, then at least okay, I will do it. On the basis of response, you can find out if any alternate plot. This should be also done, because if these projects get stalled by any means because of corruption, because of non-certification, or because of issues in the means, at least you should have a plan B ready at your disposal. That's what you say proactive leadership. Department had proactive leadership. Now, when I will answer na right answer, I will just write answer like this. Let me tell you. Proactive leadership. Okay, I just did this. Then I will write new plot, yeah, alternate. Sorry for the bad handwriting, huh? But I hope you will understand. Alternate plot will ensure speedy implementation of plan B. Second, स्कूल की बात हो रही है ना, स्कूल for expanding village, as we said that it has potential to expand. Okay, that's why I will support. मतलब इसमें वही ऐड करूंगा is required and all. Yes, Kanik, any questions?
No, sir.
Fine. So that's why I will never leave this particular topic. Okay.
सर ये सर आपने ये कंक्लूड कैसे करा एक बार
कंक्लूड
जरा
नहीं किया अभी,
दोबारा
कंक्लूड
बता
अभी कंक्लूड नहीं किया मैंने, कंक्लूड किया ही नहीं मैंने, अभी सिर्फ अपना अल्टरनेटिव ऑप्शंस लिया है जिसमें मैंने पांचों के मेरिट्स उठा लिए. Am I clear?
हाँ ठीक है सर ठीक.
Okay. When it comes to the conclusion, now what kind of conclusions I suggested? Either you can go for the integrity, because this case talks about the integrity of the present department head. Second, one more important point, when you reach to your superiors na, you are actually following hierarchy, then you can mention Weber merits mein. Either you conclude with any statement on the integrity, or you can conclude with the school, why schools are important, or you can conclude with the culture, that how Thakurgarh fort is important. These are the 3 line of thoughts you can go for. Am I clear? Conclusion वाला question clear हुआ?
Yes
कर्तव्य,
sir.
I guess.
हाँ yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So this was it from my side. Now I will just switch off the recording over here.